What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are not reviewing another car. We're actually hopping back into my Alfa Romeo Giulia, and we're just going to be going on a POV cruise. I just want to chat with you guys and cruise in this Giulia because it is such a beautiful day here in New York, and we don't really get too many nice days here. So just want to cruise and enjoy our time in this car and enjoy my time with you guys. So yeah, let's get going. If you haven't seen my reviews about the Giulia, or you don't really know too much about this car, it's an Alfa Romeo Giulia 2017. Has all-wheel drive, 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, just under 300 horsepower, and a ZF fast-shifting 8-speed automatic. So this thing is a little rocket ship. It also has a muffler delete system from AFE, so it sounds really good too. But yeah, so we're just cruising today. I just filled her up. Surprisingly, this thing doesn't have that big of a gas tank. Actually, it's quite small for the car, but again, it is kind of a mid-size sedan. But you do get really good range. Like, I know I'm driving in dynamic, which is the sportiest mode of them all right now, but you get really good range if you're just cruising around in the normal mode, or especially the A mode, because it'll kind of shut off the engine and kind of put you in neutral and coast sometimes. So you really are cruising. Like, I've been averaging almost 22 miles to the gallon this week, and I mean, I drive pretty spiritedly, so that's pretty good considering you get a good performance car. But yeah, so it's great to be back on the channel, guys. I do have big things coming for the channel soon. I really want to grow the channel and make it into a, you know, something I can actually really be proud of, and something that you guys will enjoy more. I have a few cool cars coming to the channel, so stay tuned. I'm hoping one of them is going to be a Maserati Gran Turismo. So if you guys want to see that on the channel, please let me know, because I would love the opportunity to review that beautiful car and share it with you guys. So let me know what you guys want to see. Do have a few cool things I want to put on the channel. Let me know if you want to see more POV styles, or if you guys want more shorts about cars, or if you want more time in the Giulia. If you guys like this car, I'll definitely post more videos about it. This is my daily driver, so if you guys like it, please let me know. If not, I'll try to get different cars on the channel for you guys. But yeah, we're in the dynamic mode. We're just cruising right now, trying to find some nicer roads to get onto. We're gonna head towards like a boulevard, so hopefully we'll get some good roads and kind of just cruise on there and enjoy. But yeah, I've owned this Giulia for 2 years. No real issues whatsoever. Every now and again, you know, you might get a little electronic glitch, but that happens in every car. I haven't had any problems with the Giulia. Just done standard maintenance, and this car has treated me really good, so I really love it. And it sounds really good too, so I'm gonna roll down the window. Hopefully the wind isn't too much, but I'm gonna pop it in a manual. And I don't know how good that comes across on camera, but you do get a little turbo noise, I've noticed. And kind of like a blow off. It's actually pretty nice. Yeah, so it is a beautiful day out today, and we're getting the opportunity to cruise. Let me know in the comments, what if you guys could pick any car in the world to just cruise around in for a day, what car would that be and why? I'm so interested. I love hearing about everybody's different points of views on cars, because like, I obviously have my favorite cars and like bias towards certain cars or whatever, but everybody else has theirs, and it's kind of cool to figure out what people like and what people don't like. Personally, if I could pick one car in the world to drive around all day, geez, probably a Pagani Huayra. That's been my dream car. That's really the car that got me into liking cars in the first place. It's rolling artwork. It really is, and it's just a stunning vehicle, and it sounds good and it performs well, and it's just so meticulously detailed, and it's like a hyper GT car. It's comfortable, and yet it'll blow 90% of the other cars off, on the road out of the water. It's truly an incredible vehicle, and I think if I could just have a day in that car, oh God, that'd be amazing. But gotta be grateful for where we are right now in this beautiful Giulia, and I'm enjoying my time in it. So speaking of Alfa actually just announced or unveiled their newest sports car, supercar, the 33 Stradale, which is kind of a take on the 33 Stradale that they used to have in their racing division from like the 1960s, I believe it was. But I think it's just a stunning vehicle. It's got the twin turbo, kind of quadrifoglio Nettuno V6 in it, and it's rear-wheel drive, which is awesome. It's got the 8-speed, and I think they captured the essence of that old 33 Stradale really well. It's stunning to look at, and I think the interior, it's got switch gear and kind of everything like very old school style, which is super cool. But I do think it's a little bit annoying that Alfa's only making 33 of them. I get it. They want it to be kind of this rare production supercar, hypercar, whatever you want to call it. But they said in their kind of press release that they want it to be a daily drivable supercar. And yet, who's going to daily drive a one of 33, sports car like that? It's going to be a collector's item like that. They're already all sold out. So in that essence, it's really not a daily drivable supercar. It's a collector's piece that's probably just going to end up sitting in most people's garages. So it's kind of sad. I think if they had done it more like Maserati did with their MC20 and made it more of like a Ferrari entry-level, like Ferrari fighting supercar, then I think we would be talking, because then people could it might actually be affordable. I know I say affordable, $200,000-$300,000 is not necessarily affordable, but it could start to compete with some actual like supercars and be a car that you might see once in your lifetime. But I really don't think we're going to see that now. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about the design and what overall Alfa Romeo did with it. Do you like it? Do you like the design, or do you think that Alfa is kind of being stupid with some of their decisions on the cars that they're putting out? Or are you sad to see that it's kind of like an end of the era for Alfa Romeo, because they have pledged that they're going to be going fully electric, which kind of breaks my heart coming from this car, getting to enjoy the engine and the soul that's in an Alfa, and then it's going to be going, kind of all electric. So what do you guys think on that? Do you think Alfa's making good decisions with their vehicles, or should they be focusing more on cars like this, which have that old school Alfa, racing heritage feel? But let's actually talk about that for a second. Electric vehicles. So in an era where we are kind of heading, unfortunately, more towards electric vehicles, I'm curious to see what you guys think about that whole scenario. Do you think that electric vehicles are going to be better? Do you like them? Do you, would you rather have an engine? For me personally, I can see the pros of the electric car. They do have blisteringly fast performance in a straight line, especially that like Tesla Plaid. I mean, 2.5 seconds to 60. That is quite insane. But I don't know. I feel like a little bit of the soul is lost in a car when it goes electric. You don't have the noise, kind of fun factor, and they're kind of heavy. So actually, take that 33 Stradale, for example. Alfa's going to be making it in a V6, internal combustion engine, and then they're also going to have a hybrid, a fully electric version. So the gasoline-powered car weighs in about 3,200 pounds, whereas the battery-powered version is almost 1,000 pounds heavier. It's like 4,200 pounds. So as much as I want to say that, electric cars can be up to snuff, there's something about the heaviness that you just can't disguise on an electric car. And I know manufacturers are trying to work towards making, these cars better and make them handle better, but you can't disguise, that extra 1,000 pounds. It's never going to handle quite like quite like the internal combustion engine would. And for me, I love a car that handles well. I like a car that feels like it's driving on rails. And some electric cars, you're just not going to get that. Out of the Tesla Plaid, you're not going to get that. But you do get that straight line performance and speed, which, is sick. You get that instant torque. You're not waiting for gears, so you're just going. So I can see the pros and cons, of driving an electric car. But what do you guys think? I mean, I would rather see maybe like a shift to more hybridization where we combine both that gas and electric. Maybe, we're not putting giant engines in it anymore, the end of an era for V8s and V12s and stuff like that. But, maybe a 4-cylinder with some hybrid tech, that way we're lowering emissions a little bit, but you're still getting a performance car, something that sounds good, feels good, is mechanical, and not totally electric. Like with Alfa Romeo, they're going to be only offering electric vehicles after a certain point. I think it's within the next 5-10 years. And that's kind of a bummer. I wish they would have kept the option. You can do gas, you can do hybrid, and then you can do full electric. I think that would please the most people. But Alfa and unfortunately many other manufacturers are just going to be, jumping straight to that, electric only, which is a bit of a bummer. But I'm hoping with companies like that they can make cars that, look good and still feel good and are quick. I mean, Maserati just came out with that new Folgore Gran Turismo, which is the new Gran Turismo styling, which is absolutely gorgeous. And but you're getting 1,000 horsepower from an electric engine, 0 to 16, 2.7 seconds or whatever. There's something crazy like that. So I'm remaining hopeful that manufacturers are going to kind of do stuff like that with electric cars. So at least we'll have cars that look good and, they're quick and they're detailed. So that way it's not boring and it's not designless, like some electric cars unfortunately can be. But I am excited to see what the future holds. I just hope that we still get cars like these with real engines. But yeah, we're just cruising right now, guys. It's a little bit busy with some traffic right now, so I'm going to see you guys in a few seconds when things clear up and we get to some better roads. Alright, looks like this side of the boulevard's a little more clear. Man. This thing rips, I forgot. It's always surprising when I get back in the Giulia, because I drive it, to work and, to school or whatever, all week and pretty much just the normal mode, and I'm just putzing it around town. But then every once in a while on a nice day when I get the chance to, I get the, I put it in dynamic mode and I get a chance to really experience what this car is all about, and it just lights up my face every time. It's so much fun to drive this car, it really is. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this car always puts a smile on my face. I love taking off from stoplights in manual mode because you can just let it rev out just that little bit more. And that noise from the upshifts, that little kind of crackle and, fart, I guess you can call it, from the transmission. The ZF transmissions just love to pop and crackle and stuff on upshifts, and it's just so awesome. And this one's no exception, obviously. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's just a stunning day today. There's not like a single cloud in the sky. We're chilling at 70 degrees. You don't get too many days like this often. This summer's kind of been crappy. I don't know about where you guys live, but in New York, it's been super rainy and wet and cloudy, and I haven't even gotten a chance really to enjoy this weather. Really enjoy the summer. It's been like for the past week at least, for example, it's pretty much been rain and clouds all week. We haven't had a really single nice day in quite a while. This is the first time we've gotten a day where it's dry and the sun's out. So that's why I'm definitely trying to enjoy that today. And I love shifting with the screwdriver, actually. I didn't think I would. So when I first picked up the car, obviously this is the base Giulia, so I'm missing the column-mounted paddle shifters that the Giulia normally has. And so when I first picked up the car, I really thought that was going to be like a deal breaker. But it turns out like this stick actually feels really good, and it kind of reminds me of driving like a manual. I do kind of wish sometimes this car had a manual transmission. I think a third pedal and a true manual in this car would be kind of fun. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you guys rather have paddles? I mean, because I do love these, the giant column-mounted paddles that you get in the, Stelvio Sports and the Giulia Sports and all that. But I think this is really fun, and I'd like the feel of shift, actually like pulling on the shifter. I don't know. So what do you guys? Would you guys rather have like a shift knob, or would you rather have big, aluminum paddles to play with? I kind of like both, but I don't know. I think that this does a good job if you can't get the paddles. All right, getting on the highway. Let's see what she'll do. Woohoo! Yeah, this thing's quick. Yeah, that's a nice pull right there. Wow. And the best part about this car, that's what I love it so much, is it's just so comfortable doing these speeds. It's a sports car, but then it's got that luxury feel that when you're like on the highway just cruising, you can cruise at like 100 miles an hour in this thing easily. It just settles down, and it just loves the speed. This thing's a riot, man. Wow. Let's pop it back into manual and get some downshifts. Man, this thing does some hard downshifts. I love it. You put it in manual mode and it does some real nice hard downshifts. And you get that exhaust. I gotta say, AFE, I don't know, it's just a simple muffler delete kit, but it's quite spectacular actually. They did a great job, I think, because you really get like, it maintains that original tonality of the exhaust, but it makes it just louder and raspier. And it gives you like, this is what it should have come out as from factory. Like this is how it should have sounded when you originally buy the car. But I think they did a really nice job of tuning it so it's not obnoxious, because it is just a muffler. But I think it just adds that character to the car that it really needed before. Yeah, so just enjoying this time in the Giulia. It's just such a nice car to cruise around town, and it's so easy to drive, and I really love it. I would love to test what a quadrifoglio is like, obviously. I mean, this is just one of my first vehicles, so I'm not in position yet, let's say, that I can afford a quadrifoglio, but especially with winters in New York being really terrible, a rear-wheel drive 500 horsepower car doesn't necessarily make sense. But I would love to test that, get that beautiful V6 on song and just see what it's all about. My father actually used to own one, quadrifoglio, and I remember sitting in that car, and it was a riot. I mean, you think this car's fast, you think most cars are fast, but that truly was super level car fast. And it looked great, had the updated, more aggressive front end, the quad tailpipes. It was a rock star car, and it just soared. We never drove it in anything but race mode. It was just great. No traction control. It would just, you'd light up the wheels, but then you'd go flying. It was just so much fun. But I do have to say, I really like the all-wheel drive system on this car, because it does give you a lot of security. It means you can floor it, out of corners, and you'll be fine, which you know, it's really great driving this car around town. You know, in the winter you can have fun with it still and not have to worry about sending yourself into a bush. So it is pretty cool to have, you know, an all-wheel drive setup on this car too. Alright guys, so before we wrap up this little POV cruise, I want to give you guys some more spirited drives in this Giulia, because I know you love it. I love them too. Who doesn't like listening to this exhaust and having some fun in this car? So with that being said, thank you for watching the video. Stick around to the end to enjoy the kind of ASMR, no talking part of the video where I just cruise and have some fun in this car. But if you did like the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're gonna have some more banger cars coming onto the channel, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy.